Ever feel like the future is like coming at us so fast, especially with AI?
Yeah, it's everywhere these days, right?
Yeah, so today we're going deep on a book that even Elon Musk is talking about.
Yeah.
It's called Life 3.0 by Max Tegmark.
Yeah, and it's a good one. Tegmark doesn't just like throw around buzzwords. He really digs into like what happens when AI becomes, you know, a whole new kind of life form.
Okay, so how about we break that down a bit?
Mm.
Tegmark talks about 3 stages of life, right?
Yeah.
Life 1.0, he says, is basically like bacteria. It evolves really slowly over time.
Right. And then life 2.0 is us humans. We can learn new stuff and change our knowledge and skills over a lifetime. But life 3.0, oh boy, that's where things get crazy.
Yeah. So what is Life 3.0?
Well, he's talking about AI that can not only learn like we do, but can actually like design its own hardware and software.
So like it could upgrade itself?
Exactly, and potentially become way smarter than any human. It's a pretty wild thought, right?
It is. And that makes me think, like, what does that even mean for us? Like in 2025,
Yeah.
what's the impact?
Well, I mean, Forbes predicts AI could boost business productivity by 30% just this year alone.
Wow, 30%. That's huge.
Yeah, it is. And, we're already seeing it in action. Think about how Amazon uses, those predictive analytics to make their supply chain super efficient.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So they can like anticipate what people are going to want and like have it ready to go before we even click buy.
Exactly. It's like they've got a crystal ball or something.
But it's not just retail. Even healthcare is being transformed by AI. Think about AI analyzing medical images, helping doctors spot things they might miss.
Yeah, that would be amazing, like catching diseases early.
Right. And Tegmark actually gives a really interesting example in the book. He talks about how AI is being used to find early signs of certain cancers in mammograms.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and in some cases, it's actually outperforming human radiologists. It's not about replacing doctors, though. It's more about giving them, an extra set of eyes, a super powerful tool to help patients. That's pretty incredible. When you put it like that, it makes you realize that AI isn't just some like abstract thing.
Yeah.
It's having a real impact on our lives right now.
Oh, absolutely. And speaking of real world impact, we've got to talk about Elon Musk.
Yeah, he's all over the news with his AI company, right?
Right, XAI. And he's been super vocal about his views on AI, both the good and the bad. He even compared developing advanced AI to summoning the demon.
I remember that. That was a pretty intense statement.
Yeah, but that's a theme that Tegmark really dives into in Life 3.0 too. This idea that we need to be careful with AI. Musk's company XAI is focusing on building what he calls beneficial AI. So AI that actually helps humanity solve problems and make discoveries.
Okay, so it's like we have to be intentional about how we develop AI. We can't just let it run wild. We need to make sure it's aligned with like human values and goals.
Exactly. That's where the whole idea of AI alignment comes in. It's all about making sure that, AI systems are designed to benefit us, not harm us. And it's a really tough challenge that a lot of researchers are working on right now.
Yeah. It sounds like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. But it's happening right now.
It is. And it's definitely got people talking. Over on X, there's been a lot of buzz around Musk's endorsement of Life 3.0. It seems like people are starting to realize that AI is going to, change everything.
Yeah, it's not just something for tech nerds to worry about anymore, right?
Right. And it's not just happening in the labs either. It's impacting pop culture, too. Like, have you seen that trend on Keanu Reeves and BRZRKR?
Yeah. What is that about anyway?
Well, there's a lot of speculation over whether Reeves is actually starring in this project or if they're using AI to recreate him digitally.
Oh, wait. So, like, Keanu might not even be real in this thing. Is this like deepfakes on steroids or what?
Well, not exactly. But it shows how AI is starting to blur the lines between reality and fiction, even in entertainment. Tegmark talks about this in Life 3.0, how AI could create these incredibly realistic simulations that would make us question what's real and what's not. Like, imagine movies with virtual actors that are indistinguishable from, the real deal.
Whoa, my mind is blown. That's pretty crazy when you think about it. What does that mean for the future of acting or storytelling?
Yeah, it's a lot to consider. And it goes beyond entertainment, too. The recent news about Burchett Reveals Alleged Corruption, that might seem unrelated to AI.
Okay, I don't see the connection.
Well, just think about it. These allegations, regardless of whether they're true or not, show how much scrutiny there is on, power and corruption.
I see what you're getting at.
Now imagine that magnified in the age of AI. Who's controlling the data? Who's benefiting from these advancements? Who's held accountable when things go wrong? These are all questions that Life 3.0 makes us think about.
So we're at this point where we have to decide what kind of future we want with AI. Do we want a future where it's used to, manipulate and exploit? Or a future where it actually helps solve problems and makes the world a better place.
And that's what makes this book so important right now. It's not just about understanding the technology, but also about understanding the choices that we have to make today.
So for everyone listening, this isn't just some, theoretical discussion. This is about the world we're all going to be living in, working in, experiencing. And Life 3.0 gives us like a framework for understanding all of it.
It's a lot to take in, but it's important stuff. And we've only just scratched the surface.
Right. We've talked about everything from the definition of Life 3.0 to its impact on business, entertainment, and even politics.
And there's so much more to explore, so stay tuned, because in the next part, we're going even deeper into the specific ways AI is already changing industries and what that means for your career, your skills, your future.
You won't want to miss it. Okay, so welcome back to the deep dive. Before we jump back into Life 3.0, let's recap a bit. Where did we leave off?
We were talking about how AI is, already having a real impact. It's not just some far-off future thing anymore, from, how businesses operate to the way we get healthcare. It's changing everything.
Right, and we were just starting to get into those big questions that Tegmark brings up, like what does it mean for AI to be aligned with human values?
Yeah.
And how do we even govern something as powerful as AI?
Exactly. Those are some really important questions. And I think it's natural to feel a little uneasy about all of this. We've all seen those sci-fi movies where the robots take over.
Yeah, for sure. Like, is that something we should actually be worried about?
Well, Tegmark definitely addresses that fear in the book, and it goes back to what we were talking about with Elon Musk, and his summoning the demon warning. It's not really about stopping AI from becoming intelligent. It's more about making sure that intelligence is directed, towards goals that are good for humanity.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do we even do that? How do we make sure that AI understands human values? Like, can you teach a machine things like compassion and empathy?
That's the million-dollar question. It's one of the biggest challenges in AI research today. Tegmark talks about a few different approaches in Life 3.0. Like, we could try to explicitly program human values into AI systems, or we could use something called goal learning, where AI learns our goals by observing our behavior.
Oh, so it's like instead of trying to code every single human value, we could just let AI learn by example.
Yeah, kind of. But it's definitely not that simple. There are a lot of complexities. Like, how do we make sure AI learns the right values from us? Considering we don't always set the best examples ourselves. And what about bias? How do we prevent AI from picking up on our own prejudices?
Yeah, those are some really good points. It seems like there's a lot of room for things to go wrong if we're not careful.
Definitely. And that's why AI governance is so important. As AI gets more powerful and more autonomous, we need some serious ground rules. We need oversight, accountability, ethical guidelines. Tegmark argues that it's not just up to governments and tech companies to figure this out. It's on all of us. We need to be informed citizens demanding transparency and pushing for responsible AI development.
Wow, that's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
It's kind of empowering, though, to think that we have a role to play in all of this.
Exactly. We're not just helpless bystanders. We can shape the future of AI.
Okay, so we've talked about AI alignment and AI governance. What else does Tegmark cover in Life 3.0?
Well, he also talks about the impact of AI on different aspects of society, like we talked about healthcare and business. But he also gets into things like education and the arts.
Right, and let's not forget about entertainment. We were talking about that Keanu Reeves and BRZRKR trend earlier.
Yeah, that's a perfect example of how AI is already blurring the lines in entertainment. The whole idea of whether Keanu is actually in the project or if it's just his digital likeness, it really gets you thinking about the future of acting and storytelling.
Yeah, it does.
Oh.
Imagine a world where you could watch a movie starring Marilyn Monroe or Elvis, even though they're not with us anymore.
It's crazy, right? And on the one hand, it's so exciting to think about all the creative possibilities. But on the other hand, it's a little scary to think about how this technology could be used to, manipulate our perceptions of reality.
I totally get that. It's like a double-edged sword.
Exactly. And that's what I love about Life 3.0. It makes you think critically about these things. It doesn't just say AI is good or AI is bad. It encourages you to engage with the complexity.
So what's the takeaway for the average person? What can we do to prepare for a future where AI is, everywhere?
Well, one of the biggest takeaways from Life 3.0 is that we need to be adaptable. We need to be lifelong learners. The skills that are valuable today might not be so valuable tomorrow.
So it's not just about learning how to code or understanding algorithms. It's about developing those uniquely human skills that will be even more important in an AI-driven world.
Exactly. Things like critical thinking, creativity, emotional intelligence, and the ability to work effectively with both humans and AI.
So it's about understanding how to use AI as a tool to enhance our own capabilities rather than, being replaced by it.
Right, and it's also about being aware of the ethical implications of AI and using our voices to advocate for responsible AI development.
It sounds like Life 3.0 is giving us a whole new way of thinking about our place in the world
hmm
and our relationship with technology.
I think that's a great way to put it. It challenges us to think bigger, to question our assumptions, and to really imagine what's possible and what could go wrong.
And I think it's important to remember that this is an ongoing conversation, right? The world of AI is changing so fast that we need to stay informed and engaged if we want to have a say in shaping its future.
Absolutely. That's why we're doing this deep dive, right? To help people understand what's happening and how to navigate this new world.
So stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive into Life 3.0, where we'll be exploring how businesses are using AI to increase efficiency, improve decision-making, and even create entirely new markets.
It's going to be fascinating.
Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Life 3.0. And, we've talked a lot about the big ideas, but let's get practical. How is AI actually changing the game for businesses like right now?
Well, the thing is, AI is kind of everywhere now. It's not just some Silicon Valley thing anymore. It's transforming all sorts of industries, from retail to healthcare to even Wall Street.
So like no more outdated processes and mountains of paperwork.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
But for our listeners, give us some examples. Like what are some real-world ways that AI is making a difference?
Okay, well, think about the last time you shopped online, and you saw those recommended for you suggestions. That's AI at work. It's analyzing what you've been looking at and what you've bought to figure out what you might like.
Ah, so that's how they knew I had my eye on that vintage Star Wars collection.
Uh-huh. Yep. Exactly. AI-powered personalization is all about making your shopping experience, more tailored to you.
Wow.
And it's not just about suggesting products either. Companies like Amazon are using AI to optimize their entire supply chain, predicting demand fluctuations and making sure those products are available when and where people want them.
But it's a win-win.
Yep.
Businesses don't end up with a bunch of stuff they can't sell, and customers get what they want when they want it.
Exactly. Now let's think about healthcare. Imagine you're in a hospital. AI is already being used to, analyze medical images, helping doctors catch things like cancer at earlier stages, and often with, even more accuracy than human eyes alone.
Wow, that's incredible. So it's like having an AI expert working alongside the doctors, making sure nothing gets missed.
Yeah, and Tegmark actually talks about this a lot in Life 3.0. He emphasizes that AI isn't really about replacing human experts, but rather about enhancing their abilities, giving them the tools to make the best decisions for their patients.
That's good to hear. So we've got AI helping businesses sell smarter, manage resources better, and even revolutionizing healthcare. Where else is AI shaking things up?
Well, get ready for this because AI is even transforming the financial world. AI algorithms are being used to analyze market trends, assess risk, make investment decisions, all with lightning speed.
Hold on, are you telling me Wall Street is letting robots play the stock market now? Is that even legal?
Haha. Well, not robots exactly, but,
Right.
these AI systems can process huge amounts of data and spot patterns that humans might miss. So, yeah, they have the potential to kind of outsmart the market in a way. But, of course, it's still a very complex landscape and there are no guarantees. But AI is definitely changing how financial decisions are made.
I'm starting to see why Life 3.0 is like essential reading for anyone who wants to understand, what's happening in the world today. It's not just about the technology itself. It's about understanding how it's impacting our lives, our work, even our finances.
Absolutely. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. As AI keeps evolving, we're going to see even bigger changes in how businesses operate, how we work, how we define success. It's a pretty exciting time to be alive.
It's a little scary too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
all this change happening so fast.
Yeah, for sure. It can be overwhelming. But I think that's why a book like Life 3.0 is so valuable. It gives us a framework for understanding what's coming. It helps us navigate the challenges and seize the opportunities. And most importantly, it reminds us that we have a role to play in shaping the future of AI.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into Life 3.0, I just want to say, the future isn't something that just happens to us. It's something we create through the choices we make.
I totally agree. By engaging with these ideas, by understanding the potential and the risks of AI, we can all help create a future where AI benefits humanity as a whole.
So don't be afraid to, dive in, explore, ask questions, and use your voice to advocate for the kind of future you want to see.
The age of AI is here, and it's up to all of us to make it an age of progress, prosperity, and shared humanity.
I love that. That's a great way to put it. Well, thank you for joining us on this incredible journey through Life 3.0. We hope you've learned something new, maybe challenged some of your assumptions, and gotten excited about the possibilities of AI. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.